Welcome to selfdiscoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Ignite Your Heart and Soul right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. I'm your host, Sarah Troy, and my wonderful guest is going to be known as AJ today because I do not want to screw up his name. Please, would you pronounce your name for us, love?
Yes, Zara, thank you for having me here, and my name is Abhinav Jindal.
You see, I would not say that right. So AJ, he is for me. He's on a mission to empower purpose-driven people to create success and fulfillment in all 6 areas of their life. He is creating a life, or we are all creating a life experience, either curiously or unconsciously, and believe that every human has the right to become a conscious creator of their life and convert their dreams into reality so they can be who they are meant to be, not what society has dictated. Do, what are they meant to do, and also why they are meant to have this experience that they wish to experience in this lifetime. We all go through experiences, ups and downs. They're all lessons preparing us for what we're meant to do. And he's learned how to consciously create his own life. And he wants to share this skill with everyone. Creating a positive impact in the lives of people fulfills him. His journey into this work began with one single question: what does it take to manifest life? What started as a search for clarity became a deep exploration of the mind and emotions that shaped every choice we make. Along the way, he discovered that transformation is not only about making conscious changes, but making changes that are on our unconscious level. Think about that, folks. Having lived this shift himself, he now guides others to experience the same, to release what's been holding them back and reconnecting with a sense of purpose that feels natural, not forced. He approaches blends of structure and empathy, bringing the science of the mind and the art of the human understanding into one seamless process. With years of experience leading companies, developing high-performing teams, he bridges the inner fulfillment with inner growth. He is the founder of CYDIR, acronym from Convert Your Dreams into Reality, where he hosts events, community dinners, coaches entrepreneurs, and on with the purpose of guiding them to create successful fulfillment life. Behind the professional, he is a husband, a son, a brother, a person who is excited about little joys in life, like Christmas trees, and loves driving, listening to music, and traveling the world, and connecting with new, like-minded people, and be friends with them. Because on the journey to creating understanding life for himself and his loved ones. I completely and utterly agree there. And, we were talking before we started here. You spent the day yesterday with your family putting up a Christmas tree. Now, of course, you come from India. It's not your tradition. So it's something new and exciting for you. And I think one of the things that we have forgotten to do consciously and unconsciously is simply have a little joy, a little fun.
Yes.
So welcome to the show, AJ.
Well, thank you so much for having me here, and thank you for the beautiful and wonderful introduction. I'm excited and I'm grateful to be here. And as you said, I really believe life is about the little joys in life because we all have our big wins
Mm,
and they're temporary. But I believe the little joys in life are something that we can enjoy every single day, like my cup of coffee that I like to enjoy every day. And yeah, there we go, right? And these are the little joys in life. And when we start getting excited about these little joys, life becomes a wonderful and a joyous experience rather than a experience with bumps on the road.
mhm. I mean, we all go through the bumps on the road. That's the human experience. But when we actually understand the simplicity of joy, and we become conscious of that, we unconsciously seek out that simplicity of joy. We
Yes.
begin to see it in all the wonderful little small things. The
Yeah.
hummingbird coming for a feed, deer walking by, children's laughter, puppy dogs chasing a stick, the trees moving in the wind, the shore, the ocean lapping on the shore. We realize how beautiful life is in its everyday simplicity. And if we can get out of the chasing something big to make you happy and realize happiness is in those beautiful still moments of observation, then it's an inside out job, isn't it?
100%. And that's one of the biggest shifts I saw in my own life. And that is one of the reasons which inspired me to become a life coach and inspire other people to become conscious creators of their life. I believe, life is meant to be simple, but
Hmm.
we find a weird joy in making it complex. And if happiness is simple, we sometimes feel we don't deserve it.
Hmm.
So, but it doesn't has to be that way. Life in its true form, it's beautiful, simple, and lovable. When
Hmm.
I went through a breakthrough session with my coach in 2022, I started enjoying life for its little joys, like the
Yes.
cup of coffee, being excited for that little joys, just as you said, watching the waves come on the shore, watching the trees and the leaves flow in the wind. It was so just magical. And experiencing life to that level, I wondered, why don't other people live like this?
Hmm.
And that question is what inspired me to become a life coach because the only answers I got is A, people don't know that we can
Hmm.
actually live so simply and happily, and B, and make happy as a natural state of being. And B, people who know that they can live like this don't know how to achieve a life like that.
Yeah.
And that is what motivated and inspired me to say, okay, I'm gonna be the one who can make that change for other people and help them and empower them to consciously create their life so that they can simplify life. They can
Hmm.
be happy and they can be excited about the little joys in life.
I think one of the first things we have to look at is the societal pressures on us. The you
Yes.
must be only when you've got this car, this house, you look like this job,
Yes.
this many likes, this many followers, you'll be happy. And if we take all of that and go boulder dash, check it all out and go, there's
Yeah.
nothing on the outside that's going to make you happy if the inside is not connected. And
A
we have
hundred
to
percent.
ignite our heart and soul and our spirit into
Yeah.
feeling life, the good and the bad, because that's how
Yeah.
we know when things are good, when things aren't so good, and to understand that we are enough and we're here
Yeah.
for a purpose, but it's all inside out. Chasing something on the outside, number one bestseller, six figures, da 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 da. How many people have I interviewed through the years that bought in that, into that dream, into that Kool-Aid, and ended up, I was working 20 hours a day, ended up
Yeah.
with a divorce, ended up with a heart attack, ended up
Yeah.
losing everything. Why? Because I thought that when I had the fast car, the nice house, the important job, the money in the bank, that
Yeah.
I've made it and I'll be happy. And I didn't have time, and I didn't give the time to the people that really needed it, myself and my
Yes.
family, and my friends. And so I became money rich, but heart and soul poor.
Yeah. And that is what success without fulfillment looks like, right? And
Mm-mm.
as Tony Robbins says, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure.
Yes.
We, and here's where I believe people go wrong. There's three energies. There's a being energy, there's a doing energy, and there's a having energy.
Mm-hmm.
Being is just being who you are. Doing is what you do in order to become who you are meant to be. And having is the end goal that everyone is chasing because they
Yeah.
feel they associate their happiness to having that end goal.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is people do it in the wrong order.
Mm-hmm.
They look for what they want to have
Mm-hmm.
without knowing who they are and discovering who they're meant to be. And so when they get what they have, they feel empty inside because
Yes.
it's what the society
Mm,
has told them they should have in order to be happy, and it's not them.
mm,
And so the right process of creating the future is by first discovering and understanding who you are at the deepest level, who
mm,
you want to become, who you're meant to be. And then we find out what should you be doing? And then we figure out what is the goals you want to have in your life, the physical, tangible things, like being a bestseller or six figures that you mentioned. And when we do that in the process, it is a process for true and deep fulfillment in life.
mm. And then you actually look at it, do I need six figures?
A hundred
Right?
percent.
Is it,
And
four figures perfectly all right?
yes,
We
yeah,
reassess what's important or what's been imposed upon us as success. I feel
yes,
that true riches are the enrichment of your heart, soul, and spirit, are the
yes,
enrichment of your purpose.
yeah,
And that becomes your abundance that you share out. Riches isn't the money in the bank. We look at all the billionaires, and it doesn't matter how much plastic surgery or what other companies they buy up and how many moons or Mars they go to, they're unhappy on the inside because nothing
yes,
will buy happiness. Happiness is created within.
yeah. And I completely agree. And happiness is something that starts. And I realized that I don't need to do anything.
Mm,
I don't need to even be anything to be happy. I'm just happy being who I am.
mm,
And I manifested happy as my natural state of being.
mhm, mhm.
And I believe when you start creating life from that perspective, from a point of gratefulness and happiness and love, then whatever you have in your life will bring you joy.
Yes.
And most
Yes.
people then people start creating from really who they are instead of the obligations from the environment, the society. Because most of the people, when I really talk with them and understand why they want particular goal, it comes down to because my parents told me I should have this.
Yes.
Because my
Yes.
parents expect me to do certain things.
Hmm.
And so it's coming from a point of obligation instead of coming from a point which aligns with the person at the deepest level.
Exactly. And that can be very cultural. Many cultures like your own, the parents, especially if they have immigrated or they did not have as much, they work hard, extra hard, so their kids have the opportunity to go to school to become something. It's
Yeah,
their dream to see their kid succeed and be something important, whether the kid wants it or not. Whether the
yes,
kid is just happy, "Hey, look, I'm happy being the janitor. I'm
yeah,
proud of the work that I do. Why is that
yeah,
not important?" And I think it's again that expectation. Yeah,
yeah,
as parents, we want to know our children are secure, that
yeah,
the roof over their head, food in their stomach, and that they're happy with at least the basics. But we do want them to pursue dreams, etc. But
yeah,
because it comes from the passion and the desire inside to pursue, and not an expectation from the outside. Because if it's an outside pressure, it will always fail. There will
it
always be
will.
something come along with the cosmic two by four to flatten you,
Yeah,
saying you're in the wrong direction. This is not what you came here to do.
yeah. It creates a disalignment between the
Mm,
unconscious and the conscious mind. And our conscious mind is the goal setter, but our unconscious mind is the goal getter.
mm-hmm,
And so if they both don't align, what happens is people start working towards a goal
mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden they start working in a different direction. Something happens, whether in or outside of their control, which takes them to a different direction.
Yeah,
And there's always a pattern interrupt that we call while coaching is what's happening. And they go and fall back into the old pattern, into the old behavior that they were exhibiting, which is taking them away from the goal that they're
yeah,
supposedly want. And that's mostly happening because there's a disalignment between the
Mhm.
unconscious and the conscious mind.
I do believe that, we kind of sign a contract when we come here to have an experience and that we were designed to come here to do something. This
Hmm.
is the gift that we are, and how we're meant to use that gift and whom for is part of the journey,
Yeah.
right? And when we follow the illusion, the earthly uh, dream and not the divine dream, we will get that nudge, nudge, wink, wink, cosmic two by four along the way. But when we listen to our heart and soul, we listen to the wisdom of the universe, Gus, God, universe, spirit, source, energy, whatever you want to call it, then we are guided by wisdom as to what knowledge is relevant in that moment, what you
Yes.
need to know when you need to know it, and where you're meant to go and who you're meant to align with and what you're meant to do. You know it because it's your compass, it's your guidance system. You feel it, you know it, this is the right way to go. But if you're only operating from the head, that expectation, then it will never be enough. You will never succeed because it's always on a loop. Yes, but.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yep, yes, but you haven't made a billion yet. Yes,
Yeah.
but you haven't had 10 divorces
Yeah.
yet. Yes, but, and it goes on
Yeah.
and on and on. Whereas when you listen to the heart and the soul, every step you take is a reinforcement that you're in the right direction.
100%. I love what you just said. When I started my own self-development, self-growth journey, I used to listen to Abraham Hicks a lot.
Hmm.
And she still talks a lot about getting in the vortex and following your intuition. So in the early years, a major part of my self-development was building that intuition. And for the
Hmm.
past, what we're in 2025, well, that's
End
ending.
of it.
So, end of it. So, for the past 3 years, my entire life has been about following my intuition.
Hmm.
I use less of my head and I
Yes.
use more of my heart
Hmm.
in finding out what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's just kept me going on a more and more wonderful journey where I'm manifesting more of what I really want in life. And the life experience just keeps getting better and better and better. And I love it. And I'm like, this is so amazing because all I got to do is just listen to myself, follow
Hmm.
my intuition, and it's always guiding me, as you said, it's always guiding me into the right direction. Also, to add, if you know about not Dr. Master Stephen Coe, he's a
No,
pranic
don't forget.
healer in USA.
Okay.
And I did one of his meditations, and the meditation is called the meditation of the twin heart.
Hmm.
And it says the twin heart because it says spiritually we have two hearts. One is here
Hmm.
and another one is here.
Hmm.
So he says even our brain is our heart, but there's so much chatter going
Yes.
on all the time that we really don't receive the guidance from our
Hmm.
higher self,
Right.
from the divine self. And when you shut that chatter off, it is that then you receive the guidance which you're meant to receive and follow, which will take you forward in your life journey.
Hmm. Yeah, and kind of that heart is that consciousness of understanding the knowledge,
Yes.
right? If we are just in knowledge for knowledge's sake, then we are going to constantly be on that treadmill. Yes, but what if I this or what if I that? Is it true? Is it not? When you trust the soul wisdom, that soul wisdom is that beautiful download that you get that's
Yes.
given to your heart in truth,
Yeah.
given to your spirit in action for your mind to know what it needs to know when it needs to know it. But that's when the
Yeah.
heart brain steps in because the
Hmm.
heart brain steps in and goes, okay, no, I don't need that. It's okay. Off you go. We
Yes.
just need this right now.
Yes.
To be present in the moment with what you need to do right now. All you need is this information. We don't need anything else. Thank you.
Yeah. And it's important to trust in that moment. It's
Hmm.
important to trust yourself. It's important to trust your intuition, and it's important to act upon it.
Yeah.
We have four bodies. There's spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical body.
Mhm.
And sometimes, and all of us, I'm sure, have experienced that when we have to take a decision, there's an inner voice that's saying yes.
Hmm.
And then there's a mental voice or conscious mind that is saying yes. And then there's an emotional feeling that we get about that decision. And then our physical body also reacts
Hmm.
to our mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. And so the intuition being our spiritual self, the mental being our thought, and our emotional being how we feel about it. But if still we choose to act against it because of logic, then we are defying what we truly want and we are defying our own intuition and guidance.
Hmm.
So it is crucial and important to listen to our own mind and body and emotions and trust in ourselves, trust in our emotions to guide us through this life journey.
Our body speaks to us.
It
When
does.
something isn't right, we feel it in our body, but we've been, conditioned not to pay attention to it,
Yeah,
right?
because
Our
the
mind,
logic kicks in.
yeah, well, and also it is like very much we've been told to no, everybody's good or everybody's bad. Um, we don't know how to trust that instinct, and
Yeah.
our body will give us an instinct. Our mind will see something, but no, something doesn't feel right, or ah, this feels good. I'm going to pursue
Yeah.
it. We've got to realize that our heart, our soul, and our spirit has an intellect. It
Yes.
has a divine knowledge that we don't have. And if we listen, when we say to people, sit with it, that is be
Hmm.
present, sit with it. Don't think about it. Just let it sit with you. Let your
Hmm.
body feel it. Let your heart, soul, mind feel it. Let your emotions feel it. And
Yeah.
then the clarity will come. But
Yes.
we all want to know now, instant.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, sometimes you have to sit with something for a few days before, ah, okay, now I understand. It
Yeah.
doesn't come instant download because something else has to align
Yeah.
to make sense, right?
Yes.
And then it makes sense and it goes, okay, I'm so glad I didn't rush into that I waited for clarity. But we
Yeah.
want everything now. And that's one of the things that we have got to pull back on. And I believe that people have become headliners, da 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 da, and no content, no discovery, no
Hmm.
verification, no trusting, in ourselves or anything else. It's just we buy into the headline, we react because of it. And that
Yeah.
reaction is not healthy for us because now we actually haven't got the context or the content. And we
Hmm.
were reacting before we know what's really going on. We haven't
Yeah.
sat with it. Is it true? Is it not? Does it affect me? Does it not? Is there something I
Yeah.
can consciously do? Can I not? And if
Yeah.
you're not willing to give time, that's something we all have equally,
Hmm.
and sit with it and assess it, not mentally. Let your body, your heart, soul, and spirit feel it, and then
Hmm.
the clarity will come to the mind. But it's getting people to slow down enough and give themselves time
Yeah.
to sit with something before rushing in, because everything that you see on social media and in life is now, now, now.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, no, I'm in my now, right now.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you when I'm out of my now.
Yes. Patience is key
Mm,
in this journey of life and in getting what we want to get and creating what we want to create. We cannot live from the position of everything happening and getting all the answers right now. Again, we got to trust and we got to have faith in us being the creators of our life instead of us managing the circumstances of our life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we've become very micromanagers,
Yeah,
and we don't know how to surrender
yeah,
or trust or bring the other intellect in, to verify that they're the verification,
yeah.
they're
We
the
haven't been
clarity.
taught to do any of those.
No,
And I
no.
believe this. this crucial piece of information is missing from today's education system.
Yes. Oh God, so
We,
much is
we,
missing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, do we teach kids, like in Japan, they teach kids empathy,
yeah,
how to have compassion and empathy for others. You know, um, they clean up after their own meals, so there are their own janitors. There's a certain amount of respect and value that
hmm
is taught to them. Where in North America, it's very much about give me, give me, give me. I am entitled to it just because I'm living. No,
yeah,
right? We're all entitled to be treated well and have opportunities. Not everybody's given that, right?
hmm
And we are obligated to help those that cannot help themselves, because only when we're all strong and standing tall do we win. But
yeah,
it is up to I and what I am going to do for the us.
yeah.
And you're right,
That's true.
the education system at the present moment is churning people out into conformity and teaching
hmm
them only what various organizations want them to know. It hasn't become the education of think out of the box or there is no box.
hmm
Have a dream, have a wonderment. Let's see if it's possible. There isn't
Yeah.
any exploration, it's conditioning.
Yes. 100% it's conditioning. And we as kids, and this is how programming is done, we as kids are told by the adults what can or cannot be done,
Yeah.
what is or is not possible. So by the time a kid grows up, the logical brain has already heard no so many
Yeah.
times. It
Yes.
is programmed to believe more things are not possible than it is
Hmm.
possible.
Hmm.
And we gotta awaken what's possible inside of us
Yeah.
and tap into our limitless potential. I believe every one of us is limitless. All we
Yes.
gotta do is awaken what's possible.
Hmm.
And once we see the possibility, it's all stepping stones, right? So we see the possibility and then we gotta act upon it. I believe the biggest commitment every human needs to make is the one with creating a life that they truly want to create
Hmm.
and convert their dreams into reality. For the past 7 years, every single day, I've been committed to improving my life.
Hmm.
I am a life coach now, and I'm still committed every single day to
To
improve
the
my
day you
life
die, because
to
that's
the
what
day
it's
I die
about.
because I
Exactly.
want to have better and it
Hmm.
is a ever-growing journey. You never stop. It's been 7 years. I've been meditating every single day. It's been 7 years. I've been learning course after course. I've been reading books. I'm still reading a book. I have the books I want to read after this book. And it's the journey that and you want to keep growing on this journey in
Hmm.
order to truly manifest, truly create what you want in this life.
A lot of
And
people think manifestation is that, oh, I'm going to manifest the parking spot, or I'm going to manifest the boyfriend, or I'm going to manifest the job. It doesn't work like that. It isn't, we always say, be careful what you ask the universe for. It's what you do is universe, God, universe, spirit, source. I would like to feel like this. What could be manifested that will make me feel like this? Because they know how to make you feel,
yes,
right? It's not like I'm going to give you this sexy car or boyfriend, you know, it's the
I
it's the
really
feeling.
like what you say because when I got into this work, I started with the book, The Law of Attraction.
Yes, it's a great
And it
book.
states, you will attract what you think. And I
Yes.
tried that, worked sometimes,
Hmm.
didn't work all of the times, until I heard Bob Proctor say this, that you really are attracting what you feel.
Hmm.
And feel is key. See, because
Yes.
we as humans are emotional beings
Hmm.
and we are attracting, yes, what we think, but we are also attracting what we feel. And we are mainly attracting what we feel. So, in order to manifest a good parking spot, a
Hmm.
good car, or whatever, we got to start at the basics of understanding how to manifest what we feel or which emotional state are we
Yes.
in currently. And when you start thinking from that point, you start noticing and becoming aware of your current emotional states.
Hmm.
And that is where the key of manifestation lies. Once you start noticing the emotions you're living on a day-to-day basis, and at most of the people, 99 point some percentage of the people have the same 10 emotions that we experience on a day-to-day basis. And so our life is basically a combination of these 10 emotions that we are experiencing on an everyday basis. And we're living in one of those 10 emotions at any given moment in time.
Yeah.
And so we got to notice what percentage of our time is on the negative side of the emotional
Hmm.
list and see how we can take those negative side of emotional list to bring it to the positive side of emotions. And once we start manifesting from a place of happiness, from a place of love, from a place of excitement and gratefulness rather than from a
Yes.
place of fear or guilt or shame or anger, it is we start manifesting the same
Yeah.
emotions in life. And then we start attracting the things that associate to that emotion. So if I'm trying to, per se, I'm trying to manifest a parking spot because of fear, because I don't want to fear being late, I'm not manifesting a parking spot. I'm
There's much
actually
more fear.
attracting fear. And
Yes,
that is what I
exactly.
manifest in my life.
Yeah.
So people got to understand this. And similarly, if I'm manifesting a parking spot because of being grateful for it or from a place of love or happiness, then I'm just going to attract more of happy and more of gratefulness and more things in my life that will bring me more happy, grateful, love, etc. in my life.
Things become aligned and go into
A
flow.
100%.
Yeah. And, you know, there was one young girl, the youngest person I've ever interviewed. Um, she was 10 years old and she'd written a book, 365 Days of Gratitude with a Positive
Oh,
Attitude.
that is so beautiful.
And it was just, you know, what she was grateful for every day. And, you know,
Yeah.
that positive attitude is the big thing. I think if we could actually come from a place of gratitude, wake up in the morning, I'm awake, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. I have this opportunity, thank you. If we
Yes.
live more that gratitude, because that gratitude immediately lifts us up, right?
Yes.
And then the universe goes, you like this feeling. It's positive. It's good
Yes.
energy. I'll give you more
Yes.
things to be grateful for. But you
Yes.
know, we are living in a place of lackitude. I'm
Yes.
feeling that we have less, less, less. And what I
Yeah.
do when I work with clients is I have them write down two columns. Everything you think that's wrong with your life, everything
Yeah.
that you think that's right. They look at the right one and it's just, you know, a few lines and look at the wrong one. Then I go, okay, which one are you feeding? As
Yes.
simple as that.
100%.
If
Yes.
you keep feeding that, that's why you keep getting that. That's why the list is so long. How about
Yeah.
trying feeding this? Right? And
Yeah.
it takes eight positives to undo one negative. So every time a negative comes in, eight positives. I'm grateful for blah 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 blah. Go through it because it's all a question of reprogramming the mind. And when you
100%.
reprogram the mind, then you see those things to be
Yeah.
grateful for. You see those things that bring you joy. You start to live your life more simply and more gratefully because you realize that the abundance that you're looking for is all around you, right? So, really important. Talking about books, I don't know if you've ever read this one, Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson, MD.
No, I've heard about it, but I've never read it.
You know, it's two men and two mice around abundance of cheese, and one day that cheese is gone. It's their reactions. Sniffy and Scurry sniff out and scurry around for more cheese. Hem and Ha, well, Hem is just furious. He wants to sue someone. Who do I kill? Give me back my cheese. Ha is like
Mhm.
really confused. I'm not sure what to do until they realize I'm hungry. I better go and find where it was Sniffy and Scurry have found and go looking. But Hem is not going to leave if somebody gives them back that cheese. And it's a book on change. And we're going through an enormous transition,
Yeah.
consciously, spiritually, in every level at the present moment. And we see an awful lot of anger and hate and discourse, greed and opulence and power right now. And that is the Hems. And one of the reasons they're screaming the most at the present moment is because the consciousness is rising and people are
Mhm.
stepping more and more into it. And if their consciousness has not risen with it, they realize they're going to be left behind. So, you know, it is looking at that. Has anger got you anywhere? Has
Yeah.
hate got you anywhere? has all this, chasing the the carrot, the ivory tower, has it got you anywhere? Has it really made you happy? And I think it's a good time for people to sit down with themselves, have a good mirror talk.
Mhm.
Does this make you happy? And really listen to your heart and soul when you ask that question. Really look at your face. Okay, what makes you happy? And allow a happy thought to come in and just see your body change when a happy thought comes in. And I think this is the time when we need to actually ask ourselves, do we want to be part of that? Now, the hem who's just going to blame everybody, give me back my cheese instead of the accountability of going and finding cheese, or, going out and finding new opportunity. Okay, the cheese is gone. All right, I know there's more cheese out there. All I've got to do is get
Mhm.
out and look for it, right? Or make
Yes.
my own. you know, it's, and I think that's the lackitude attitude, give me back my cheese, or the gratitude. Well, I'm very grateful for the cheese that we had here for a period of time. But, now it's not here. I've either got to get the recipe and make my own, or just go and find if there's somewhere else that's got it.
Yeah. I believe people really underestimate the importance of emotions in our life.
Yeah.
Emotions control our decision making, our behaviors, our thoughts to an enormous extent. I do a
Hmm.
lot of work with my clients on emotional release, and we release anger, we release guilt,
Yes.
shame, hurt, sadness, pain, frustration if people have it. And just doing that changes the entire neurology and the
Yes.
way people look at life because people don't realize in general how much of their life is being controlled by these negative emotions.
Yes. That's been
How are
imposed
they?
upon them.
Yeah, a client of mine wouldn't want to earn money because earning money for him came from a point of guilt.
Mm,
And he didn't want to experience guilt in his life, so he refrained himself unconsciously from earning money. We let go of guilt, and now
mm,
he's really happy about earning more money. And it's money is just one aspect, but life again has six areas, and
mm.
in all those six areas, the negative emotions are impacting our decisions,
Yes.
our our reactions. People have unwarranted reactions because of past negative emotions being stuck in our neurology in our body, and it's
Yes.
important to let go of it. I always think of emotions as poop, like, yeah, I give this analogy because we all eat food and we
Mm,
all get rid of the waste of the food.
exactly.
And we all are also experiencing emotions on a day-to-day basis.
Hmm.
That's just living human, being human. But we are not dealing with the unwanted emotional experiences that we all go as part of our day-to-day life. And it's
Right.
important to do that. I think it's not only for the one who are rarely emotionally disturbed, but this is a process that every person in their life should embody and do
Yeah.
because it is so much more powerful when you can think clearly and create the future from its true possibilities and not from the experiences of the past.
There's a great little cartoon I saw today, and it's like, make sure you go poop before 2026. You don't want to take that with you. So very apropos to what you're talking about there, because that's the thing is that you don't want to take anything that does not serve you with you because it weighs you down.
Yes,
So it is time to delete it, to expunge it, to get rid of it. If it does not serve you, it shouldn't be with you.
yes.
But, and a lot of people hold on to things as like guilt or the expectation, failure, or I'm not enough. That's the big one. I'm not enough,
Yes, I've dealt
right?
with many clients who I've helped released I'm not enough.
Hmm. Because that's when it comes from parents, from society, from school. You're not an A student, not enough.
Yeah.
You're not pretty enough, you're not enough. You're not this enough, not enough. And that builds up in the cellular. And
Yeah.
then we condition, well, I'm not worthy of anything because I'm not enough. Well, that's
Yes.
somebody else imposing on you. All right. take that shoot and poop it out because
Yeah.
nobody else defines your worth. Only you do.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that is the reason it's so important to do work on our own self because
Yes.
when we do this work, we really understand what's stopping us, what's preventing us from moving forward in life.
Hmm.
And for people who are listening, if you guys have like any patterns that you repeat on a daily or monthly or yearly basis. And there's always patterns people are stuck in. A client of mine has a pattern. He would start a business, be successful, and then something would happen and the business would fail.
Right.
And the patterns was on repeat until we
Hmm.
worked and put a stop on that pattern. So it's really important to inspect or check of our own life, of our own patterns, and see what kind of patterns we have in our life
Hmm.
and remove the negative emotions or limiting beliefs, release them
Mm.
so that we can be unstuck and move forward in our life journey.
Patterns of programming too. You
Patterns
know,
of programming 100%.
and
Yes.
that programming is what you've been brought up with. As you said before, how many no's do you hear?
Yeah.
How many not enough? Or no, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, or you mustn't do that. And so we always believe, no, 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 we can't. But
Yeah.
inside of us, our spirit, our heart, and our soul is pushing, say, yes, you can. That's what you were designed here to do, right? Break through, break through. And a lot of it becomes either not enough, but also the victim.
Yes.
Kind of become the victim of. And because, in a sense, it's unknowingly bullying to tell everybody
Hmm.
they can't. It is a form of bullying, suppressing. But we
Yeah.
don't realize that we are bullies, because society has laid us up to be that. But it is also that victimization. Now, people who truly are victimized through crime, um, that is a trauma and a journey that takes longer and deeper to release. But
Yeah.
an awful lot of people are victimized just by this pressure on the outside to be everything but they're not. Right.
Hmm.
And they do become a victim of that program. They do become a victim of that expectation. They do become a victim of that quote, why can I not succeed? Why do I always fail? And it's taking that victim mentality and releasing that and empowering them to believe that it doesn't matter what anybody has done to you. It's what are you going to do with it to empower yourself? Because the greatest victory is your own success on your own terms.
I believe there's some people who would put themselves in the victim state because they don't want to take any action.
Yes.
And
Accountability.
yeah, that's what they're creating. They don't want to
Mm,
take, people don't want to take responsibility and they have to gain from it.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they have to gain from it because, well, if I'm stupid, I can be smart, you know? And
Right.
so me being stupid has been working in my favor
Because I don't have
because
to try.
because I don't have to try, I don't have to act, I don't have to
Yeah.
do. And so a lot of people are in that situation
Hmm.
where they are unconsciously creating their own misery.
Hmm.
And what I feel sad about is that they, to a certain level, are enjoying living
Yeah.
in that misery because
Yes.
they don't want to change.
Hem in the book, Hem.
Yeah,
Don't
yes,
want to. I'm a true colors coach, and this marries along with the four personality traits. And there are certain personality traits that are more geared to that kind of thinking.
yeah,
And you've got some. It's like, shoot, happened to me. Um, I'm wounded. I'm going to lick my wounds, but I'm defiant and I'm going to move on. And you've got other people, I'm a victim, and it now becomes a soap opera.
yeah.
And they love the drama around it.
And see, it's what happens really in the background is Our unconscious mind, one of the job responsibilities, let's just say, of our unconscious mind is to protect and preserve us.
Yeah.
And so, as a child, what happens is some small incidents have a major impact on our unconscious mind.
Hmm.
Let me give an example. One of the clients I was working for, the first day he went to school, his mother left him in the school and told him, I'd be back. Just wait for me. He didn't know the concept of school. The guy was
Right.
4 years old.
Yeah.
He didn't know the concept of school. This
Or
person
time.
all day,
Hmm.
yeah, this person all day was waiting for his mother. And he's like, well, this is a weird space. I don't belong here.
Mm.
And that programming
Hmm.
got buried in his mind that I don't belong.
Yeah.
As he grew up, everywhere he went in his life, he didn't belong.
Hmm.
Because now that's what his mind started creating in his life that I don't belong. Which came to a point where he said his mind went like, well, I really don't belong anywhere. What's the point in living?
Ah. Hmm.
And slowly he was creating a unhealthy body for himself
Hmm. Hmm.
until we put a stop to that. And after the breakthrough session, 2 weeks later, he's like, hey, Abhinav, I lost 6 pounds and I wasn't even trying.
Hmm.
I don't know what's happening. And that was just his mind recalibrating to
Yeah.
him, making him more healthy because now he had a reason to be healthy because
Yeah.
he belongs. Now, wherever he is, he belongs. And so our unconscious mind creates certain problems in our life because it wants to protect us.
Hmm.
Because for for reasons which as an adult we might think are so stupid, but as a
Yeah.
child
Yeah.
they mean life or death. And our
Hmm.
unconscious mind would protect us from knowing or facing certain situations or certain identity about ourselves because our unconscious mind believes that if that person has to face that, then that I as a person wouldn't be able to handle it to an
Right.
extent where my unconscious mind would say it's better for me to die than to face that thing.
Hmm.
And that's how sometimes we are all creating life.
Hmm.
And
I
it's
actually do believe that if you interviewed at least 98% of the people who commit suicide, you interviewed them on the other side, it would be, I didn't mean to, it was just a cry for help. I didn't feel I
yeah,
belonged. And it becomes the last resort. It becomes a place where I didn't know what to do. I couldn't cope. It was a cry for help.
yeah,
And what we realize, and this is something, I put out a book last year, Our Forgotten Children, an anthology around the raising of our children and what we're not aware of and what we need to be aware of. Um, but I really do believe that the system that we've had in place for quite some time now has become a detriment to our society and to our children. And this whole expectation, you must be a lawyer, a doctor, or this or that, um, to to be secure, to be somebody. Um, and that, if you're not a grade A student, then you're a failure. If you're not this, you're not that. And I think what we're doing, we're setting people up to fail. We're setting people up to be less than. We've certainly set people up to conform to the puppeteering of
mhm,
society rather than taking the ownership of our own inner selves, willing to go through the work, find the
yeah,
courage, find the strength, find our abilities, realign with ourselves, step into our meaningful purpose. And sometimes it does take that cosmic 2x4, something that really flattens you for you to rise from those ashes. Um, and sometimes just some people won't even then because it's too much work. No, it
yes,
feels like it at first. Everything feels daunting at first. But
yeah,
do you know how much energy you're consuming on a day being miserable?
yeah,
It takes so much more energy to
yeah.
be miserable than it does to live
I
in joy.
yes, yeah. That is so true.
So if we've got to be willing to take the journey,
Yeah.
we've got to be willing to take that self-discovery, discover where our wisdom is, how to download our wisdom, how to let it guide us, how to be in tuned with our intuitiveness, how to discover what our instrument is and how to play it and whom to play it for. That is our role here. That's what we're here to do.
Yes, I agree. And that is why it is so important for every, and I mean every single human being to invest in themselves, to
Absolutely.
meditate, to to tap into their limitless potential,
Hmm.
to to follow their intuition
Hmm.
and to receive the wisdom that we all can receive.
Yeah.
I believe we're all the same and we all have the right to create our own life
Hmm.
and to be conscious creators of it and
Hmm.
design it according to how we want it to be. And I believe we all have the resources to do so. All we need to do is access those resources, tap into the potential, put in the work. Because, it's not pleasant to see people suffer. As a person,
No.
I don't like, and I'm like, yeah, we all can do that. Why do we need to suffer when there's a better way for us to live?
And
And
we may struggle.
yeah,
Struggle is a part of discovery, but we don't have to suffer. That's a choice.
100%, yes. And as a society, we all need to have that knowledge
Hmm.
of and that skill set to become creators,
Hmm.
to know about this work, to know about our spiritual self, to be more spiritually connected. And we'll all just be so much better.
That's what the invitation is right now. The universe has turned up the volume on us higher and higher and higher, and the calling is there. And it wants everybody to rise to a certain hertz, a certain frequency. That's the love frequency. When you're there,
Yeah.
you cannot knowingly do harm to anyone else. To do so is to harm yourself.
Yeah.
And more that we step into that love frequency, the more we actually share the creation and the creativity of who we are as a human race and what we're really here to do. We've been humanoids for so long. And what we've done is in our humanoidness is just been destructive, damning and destructive. Let's step into our higher consciousness and be creative and what we were really here to do. There is creativity out there that we have not touched yet, that we don't even understand yet. That when we step into that higher frequency, that higher plane, and we step into discovery, we're going to realize that everything that's prepared us for, we're now ready for
Yes.
and need.
And
My God, do we need it now?
we do. We certainly do. I think it's always been something that's needed. I really believe in the ancient times, this was common knowledge.
Yes,
This was not
common
something
practice.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, this was common practice. This was the way that everybody lived. It was
Mm,
not something that only few knew or had access to. I mean, today everybody has access to it, but only few know about it and work in that direction.
yeah.
And that is something I want to change in my life experience to the extent that I can so that more people have access and more people are actually moving on the path towards being more happy, towards
Hmm.
experiencing life from a place of love instead of guilt,
Yeah.
from experiencing life from a place of gratefulness instead of anger.
Mm. Yes. And God, when we do that, for anybody that's taken the journey and come out the other side, it's like it's almost indescribable, right? The sense of peace and joy and love. It's like a massive deep breath and like floating in the universe, almost out of body. And when we're there, we kind of really then understand the clarity is I don't need to walk around with an encyclopedia in my mind. The wisdom will guide me to the knowledge I need when I need it.
Yeah.
I'm here to do what I need to do when I need to do it. And it's that surrender because you trust. It is
Yes.
that walking forward one step at a time, paying attention to what is around you. It's being immersed with nature and immersed with the universe and the cosmos. And it's just living vibrationally on a beautiful
Yeah.
frequency. Another great book to read as far as understanding energy and its power is The Celestian Prophecy. Have you read
Okay.
a really good
No,
one?
I've not.
A very, very good one. And that talks about our energy. And it is what when we're asking for in the rising of our consciousness is the rising of our energy, our chi, to rise
Yes.
up. Now, this isn't your physical rah rah energy. We're not asking you to run a marathon. It's raising our spiritual energy to a higher level because that spiritual energy is what exudes out from us. It's what
Yeah.
connects us to everyone. It's what
Yes.
connects us to everything living. It is
Yes.
the matrix that joins everything, the fiber
Yes.
optics. And so it's understanding how we use energy. When we're negative, we use God knows how much more energy than we do than when we're positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we're positive, that positive energy, we can exude further and deeper that positivity than we can with negative. Negative burns up quickly and it can be shared only so far. Um, and it burns out. And that's why they're always hungry for more and more to make people miserable.
And whatever we are radiating, we are attracting more of it as well, right?
Yes.
And whatever we radiate from us is how we are impacting our environment as well.
Yeah. Oh boy, yeah. Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
that's very powerful because, and that's why, we're attracted towards certain people because they have such a nice energy and everybody
Hmm.
wants to be around them. And it happens. I know for one, when I was little, I was more on the negative energy point of view where I would repel things from me. And now I've become a complete opposite. And
Hmm.
if I can do it, I say anybody can do it. And it's just that change that everybody has the capacity and everybody's capable to change. All they got to do is change. And so it's an amazing shift that one experiences within themselves, but it's also how then the universe starts attracting or manifesting the same what you're radiating out. And that's when
Yeah.
magic happens in life.
The mind needs to say, I surrender to the wisdom of the body and the spirit. When the mind says, I surrender that, then the body and the spirit then has a voice. It's felt, it's heard, and then the mind has that peace and that clarity. If the mind is in the way, it's what blocks everything else from coming through because it wants to dictate, it wants to be in power, it wants to be in control. When we realize we have more control when we surrender control,
Yeah.
right? And only those
This
that have surrendered the control understand that.
100%. Again, this was years ago, but I came across this post which said, the point of meditation is not to control your thoughts,
Mm,
but to give up the urge to control.
yes,
And it is when you give up the urge to control, that is when you actually gain complete control.
yes,
And
yes.
and that's how I believe everybody should move through life.
Hmm.
We all have this urge of controlling what I have,
Hmm.
controlling what I want to build in my life. But life is about just again being excited for the little joys in life, being in the moment, doing the best in the moment. And it's not to say that, you leave of all the materialistic things, go in a jungle or,
No,
or the,
absolutely
the
not.
point is
You
to
don't have to
give
become a
up
monk.
the 100%. The point is not to become a monk per se. Again, that's a choice and I
Mm,
respect the choice and those who take it. But you can be in the material world with everyone else and still be so congruent with who you are that
yes,
and not be attached to certain outcomes or certain situations and not have this urge to control everything in life, but trust everything in life. And life will play out itself in the most magical and miraculous and majestic way that it can.
it can. And the point is, when we surrender that control, which, really basically is an outside control. because the inside is all about fluidity. It's all about freedom. It's all about energy moving forward. Our blood, our oxygen in our body, our chi, our energy in our body must be in flow. When it's not in flow and it becomes stagnant, then it becomes dis-ease. And so everything about us needs to be in a rhythm and a flow. But everybody has a different rhythm. That's your
Mm.
energy is a different note and a different frequency. There are these wonderful things, and if you get to see them on social media, please do look and listen, where they have this device that records plants and the music that it sets off. And it's quite extraordinary of the energy signature that each fruit has or each plant has. And it's just wonderful. We've got to understand every living thing has a signature, has an energy signature that is a tone of some kind. And
Yeah.
when we're talking to people who say, well, I don't like your tone, right? So it's not invitational. When you talk to someone,
Yes.
be with your tone in a rhythm and a fluid way. Be
Yes.
opening and welcoming. Step into that gratitude attitude and not
Yeah.
lackitude. And also understand that the more loving you are. Now, a lot of people think when they get into spirituality, they build a wall around them to protect themselves. And I think, no, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
have boundaries. Your boundaries is this negative energy cannot penetrate. This
Hmm.
negative energy has to rise up to me.
Hmm.
And if it can't rise up to me, it's not going to touch me. So it's boundaries with your energy. It's not borders, because
Yeah.
borders again are boxing you off. We don't want that. We want the fluidity. If the boundaries are in the energy setting of your frequency, of your consciousness, where the negative cannot reach you unless
Yes.
they rise up. And when they
Yes.
do rise up, they're not going to hurt you because they've become awakened.
Yeah. I have had multiple instances in my life where, I've noticed that bad things just don't come my way because
Mm,
energetically my frequency is already like avoiding them.
yeah.
So consciously, I don't even have to face or manage certain situations because I just never happen to get in one of those situations.
And also when
And
things are aligned, when you finally got things aligned, all of a sudden there's a cascading of things that start happening to you
yes,
because your energy and everything is in sync,
yeah,
right? You're in your own chorus, you're in your own orchestra, you're in a rhythm that now is invitational. You're
yes,
and if other people don't get your energy, that's fine. They're not ready for it, right? Or they're just not maybe meant to pick up your energy. They've got somebody else's to pick up first. All right. So
yes,
it is no one size fits all. It's be your own beautiful divine self and all your loving energy, right? And those that feel you will find you. Those that don't won't. And don't worry about it. Somebody else's opinion of you or somebody else, any negativity about you is their opinion. You don't need to take it on. The four agreements, read that.
I've read the Four Agreements, and it's
Yes.
a wonderful book. Like,
Great code to
great
contact
code.
to live by.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely. Yeah. And we are humans, so we do need the roof over our head, and we do
mm-hmm.
need the food and the clothing and this and that. But we realize, when you're spiritual, you have less, but it doesn't mean you're living in a hut in poverty,
A hundred
right?
percent.
That doesn't prove your spirit. It just means that you're not chasing items to make you happy. You
Yeah,
can buy things that match your energy, that make you exude more, but you're not chasing something. When I buy that coat or buy that car or I buy this, I'm going to be happy, right? It's
yeah,
not that. And you're so much more satisfied with what you have that you
yes,
don't need to go chasing. And
yeah,
it's really, really important that we understand this is work. My shows are about listen, learn, and apply. You've listened here today why it's so important for you to rise up. You've learned that AJ has the skills and the tools to help you break through the guilt, the the programming, the beliefs, the guilt, all of those things that get in the way of us. And we are not meant to do it on our own. We're meant to do it with somebody assist us. We've got to apply it. We've got to
Yeah.
walk it, but you've got the tools for them to apply to help them move forward on this journey of life. But if you're not willing to participate in your own self discovery, in your own healing, in your own enlightenment, in your own enrichment, then we can't help you. It is a journey and it's only going to be as hard as you resist it. The more you immerse yourself into it, the more you open up and become it.
That's true, and thank you for saying that, right? It's so important for us to work in having. I try to do it on myself,
Hmm.
and it sometimes doesn't work because you do need a coach, a
Yes.
guy who can guide you through the process, who can tell you what you don't know or the pieces that you're
Yeah.
missing out on.
Yeah.
And it's really important to have that one person or multiple people in your life who take you step by step through the journey of transformation.
Yes. Because we can't always see what others see. And what others see is where the holes are, or where the out of the alignment is, or what you need next. Right. And we need somebody there that can help us and guide us along that way. And there is no one size fits all. The reason for doing
Yeah.
these shows, you've heard AJ today. If you feel that he is a fit for you, if you feel I like his energy, I like what he's saying, this is somebody that can help me, you reach out. If you've just got the information today and you go, okay, I'm not ready or it's not for me right now, that's okay. Because we know seeds have been planted. You can't unhear and you can't be unaware once you're aware. But the point is, I did it on my own to a large extent because when I was going through my rediscovery, I was born very spiritual, then lost it for a while and coming back to it, I read everything metaphysical, mystical, everything to reawaken my heart and soul into alignment. And then the discovery of what am I meant to do with it, right? And then just allowing yourself to go on that journey. And sometimes it can be a little roller coaster. You think this is it?
Yes.
Oh, no, it isn't. And then
Yeah.
the next one is it. But all of that, the showing you what not to do is just as important as showing you what to do. And when you have
Yes.
a coach, they can help you not get on that roller coaster by saying, no, 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 that's going to go backwards, or that's not where you need to be. This is your next step. Try this step. And because they can see you from the outside in, but bring the inside out.
Yeah. And as a coach, that's some of my responsibilities of how I help my clients are holding them accountable. Release
Yes.
work is great, is key because what happens, and like I read all the books, I did
Hmm.
so many courses, and what I found out, I thought I had built the mindset everybody talks
Mm.
about, and I had built a mindset, but I had not dealt with the negative emotions or limiting beliefs that
Mm.
were still directing my life. And
Yeah.
therefore, I was not achieving the results that I wanted to achieve in my life. And I was still not being who I knew I could become. And when I worked with a coach who knew how to release negative emotions, how to change limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs, that is when I got years of mental transformation in hours and days.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I learned that skill for myself. And now, as a registered coach, as a certified master practitioner, I empower my clients to release negative emotions and limiting beliefs or anything that is stopping them from moving forward. I help them create a future from a point of who they want to be, what they want to do, and what they want to have. And then
Mm.
I help them taking action, holding them accountable, motivating them, and helping them stay focused on the path so that they can truly create success and fulfillment in their life and that they can convert their dreams into reality.
And the
And
dreams
so
that are the new dreams, not the old paradigm dreams, right?
100%
The
because
inside out dreams.
because most of us we're creating our future based on our past.
Yes.
And that is why the first step of what we do is clear the past so that you can create the future
Mm.
from now and from looking the possibilities of what can happen in the future, which is not based off the experiences of the past.
Right.
And so I
Exactly.
extend my invitation out to anyone who would want to work with me. I work with purpose-driven entrepreneurs who have had certain level of success, or maybe not, but they want to create fulfillment and success in their life. And this is key because I don't work with people who just want success. I want to work with people who want both fulfillment and success.
Hmm. You know, when you're fulfilled, the success will come.
It well.
You won't have fulfillment when success comes. That's the outside thinking. It's fulfillment in who you are, why you are, what you're here to do, in the beingness of who
Yes.
you are. The actually embracing the divine presence and essence of who you are, finding that meaningful purpose. Then you will find the success in bringing your fulfillment around to others, just like you've done in your discovery of who you are and what you're here to do. You're sharing your fulfillment, your own empowerment with others so that they can find their own fulfillment and empowerment with them in order to share with their own clients in whatever field they're in.
100%. When a person is congruent with who they are and
Hmm.
they're fulfilled, success follows.
Yes,
You still got to
absolutely.
take the action, but success follows. It
Yes,
becomes a enjoyable, fun path instead of a path
a
to hell
grudging
kind of
path.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, have I got to go to work instead? Oh, I wonder who I've got today. So yes,
Yeah.
it's a totally different dynamic, which is very important. One thing I want to add to people is that um, you will clear a certain amount of stuff of old beliefs and you move forward, and then all of a sudden, somewhere along the line, an old belief will come up or another belief will come up and you think, well, I thought I got rid of you. No, they're in your cellular structure. And as something may trigger or it may just come to the surface at some point, it doesn't mean you've gone backwards. It just means this is something you've now got to clear. Well, you know the skills, you know the tools, or you know his number, and you go, okay, this has come up. I need help in getting rid of it. And just address it. It's something old that's come up. Address it. It's not you going backwards. Okay, so don't panic. You will have things that will come up that will need to be looked at. And, just like sometimes we have to refresh the computer to get rid of all the old cache, right? So it's kind of the cache you're getting rid of. So don't be scared of that. And also, if you ever get stuck at a crossroads and go, well, I had success, I've come here, where do I go now? Stop, pause, take a breath, look behind you, look how far you've come. What you're meant to do in this moment is reflect how far you've come, because then you'll understand where you need to move forward. So don't forget to pause, take a breath, go in and really look at your life along the way. It's not meant to be um, a sprint, it's meant to be a marathon.
And I think, people associate having limiting beliefs or having negative emotions as they associate that to failure.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong because every person on this earth has limiting beliefs and negative emotions.
Yes.
The ones who don't are the ones who've dealt with it.
Hmm.
And it's just
Exactly.
being human.
Yeah.
It's literally being human. It's just as I said before, it's like eating and pooping. It's very natural.
Yeah.
And so I believe that looking at limiting beliefs should be very natural, and you should be excited about that because you found out about something that's not serving you. And now that you found out about it, you can be great, you can get rid of it. I get
Yes.
excited. Like any time I come across, oh, that's something that's limiting me. Yes, let's release
Yes,
that so that
exactly. Because you know how now, and you know that
yeah,
it's
100%.
not out to get you. It's just out to be deleted.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Now, how do people get hold of you, and what are you particularly offering for them, especially in the new year?
So, my core service is the private coaching that I offer. I'm here in Toronto. We have monthly events. I'm building my limitless community, so I host monthly community dinners. And if there's someone in Toronto who want to check out my community, you can go on the website or follow me on Instagram and connect with me, and I'll tell you more about it. At the core, what I offer is a private coaching where I work one-on-one with purpose-driven entrepreneurs and I take them through the four requisites of change, which is releasing, creating the future, helping them take purposeful action, and guiding them to stay focused on their path. This is the core of what I do. I work with each area of life individually, and we take everything that's stopping them from moving forward in that area. We help create that area from a point of the being, doing, and having energy. And then I guide my clients to take action on achieving the results they want in that particular area of life. You can book a discovery call, and the purpose of the call is for us to determine if we are the right fit for each
Yeah.
other or not. And you can find that link again on my website or on my Instagram.
Please give your website and your Instagram and
My
also spell them out as well.
Yeah, for sure. My website is cider.com, which is www.cydir.com. And my Instagram handle is Abhinav 97. It is ABHINAVJINDAL 97.
And of course, there's a Calendly link right here on his show page as well. So Um,
Yes.
don't forget to share the podcast, folks. Remember, but I always say to people, have a podcast party, listen, take notes, and then share afterwards. It's always so insightful of what other people got from it. And, we're going into a new year. And this new year, I believe, is a huge transformational year for humanity as a whole. And so you want to be ready for that. You want to be on the right side of the energy. So this is the year where you say, time to poop that past out and embrace a cleansing and move forward with divine clarity and meaningful purpose and make that discovery as to what it is, because in 2026 we're going to need all of the divine souls to rise up to a higher frequency, because that's the only way we're going to heal ourselves and this planet. So come and join us. It's a wonderful place to be. Thank you so much, AJ, for being here today. I wish you a wonderful Christmas, and anytime you listen to this show, whether it was Christmas or not, wisdom is still the same. And to everyone else out there, that 2026, I really do believe this is the year of the rising up of the heart and soul. And the more we do it, the more you empower yourself, the more you're empowering your community, which is more than empowering our earth and all that live on it. So let's raise that energy up to a positive frequency. Thanks so much,
Well,
Han.
thank you so much for having me here. I really enjoyed being on the show, and I really appreciate you for having me here. And for all the listeners, one last thing I want to say is you're all limitless. You are limitless. You can do whatever you set your mind to. All you need to do is awaken what's possible. Be
Exactly.
limitless and have a wonderful 2026.
Amen. Okay, folks. Ho, ho, ho. Don't forget to embrace your beautiful selves from the inside out. And we wish you love and happiness. Bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tag at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.